What's going on, Buff Nation? That was my roller coaster interpretation. The roller coaster that Buffs are on currently with this ups and downs at the transfer portal. We said this portal was going to be popping and was going to be nuts. I don't think there's a word to describe the mayhem that it has been thus far. It's been fun. It's been a lot going on. Two more guys have hit the portal for the Buffs today. We're going to talk about where they stand now with scholarships, talk about guys coming this weekend and how they're looking to replace those guys very quickly. Walk-ons, all good stuff. Also, a little DB action to look forward to, too. But before, of course, you already know what we got to do. Hit it. I flushed my juice down in the club. I love it. A couple players were interviewed today, spoke out about it. I said, look, some people just ain't cut out to play at Colorado, play for the Buffs. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'd be like that. So, look, a lot of you were in the comment sections prior to. They were already all over it. So if you're reading the comments, checking it out, you would have seen Dylan Edwards. They were saying, I'm hearing he's leaving. People were kind of reading the tea leaves. They unfollowed one another, they being Shiloh and Dylan Edwards. He unfollowed the Buffs, didn't show up to practice today. The rest is history, no longer there. Alongside Wilkerson as well, both running backs. At least two scholarship running backs on staff now in the Buffs, alongside Charlie O, who was announced as the number 2 guy, walk-on guy. We'll get into in just a moment here. But Dylan Edwards has hit the portal. Look, I think I speak for a lot of the Buffs when I say this was probably the first player that had a lot of people going, damn. You know what I mean? Like, this one sucks. This one stinks. The rest of them, they all sting. But this one, look, Dylan Edwards, I was talking about last night when they landed Ohio State running back and Hayden. I was like, this is going to be a hell of a duo. And it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Now, it may make a little bit sense here when I go a little bit further. And I understand he wants to be the number 1 guy. That's what everyone's goal is to be. But at some point, when do you kind of face the music and beat out that guy to be the number 1 guy? Number 1. Number 2, every running back room in America right now is a multi-purpose back room, right? You're going to get your reps, whether you're the 1, 2, 2, 3, like you're going to get your reps. Now, the offense of Colorado maybe not be as much as a 1-2 back, just given the fact that it's probably going to be a high passing offense, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. I liked what Dylan Edwards did. He was a big prospect at Prime Flip last year from Notre Dame, was one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player from that 2024 recruiting class. So, look, he was a blast to watch. It was 2023. He was an absolute blast to watch last year. Again, best wishes wherever he goes, but I think a lot of Buff fans were upset with this one. This is a guy that you love representing. You love representing his jersey. Watching him play is fun to root for. And that's the one negative thing about the transfer portal. It's really hard to get behind guys because just like that, they can be gone. And again, the biggest thing about NIL was the ability to buy jerseys, support your players. Now with them coming and going, it's mayhem. But there was an interview today, Uncle Neely on the Denver Buffs channel. They spoke about kind of his perspective on the situation with the guys leaving and why they left. Let's play that clip and then we'll move on.
The running back room just seeing a lot of attrition. What's been going on? What can you tell the people?
I can tell you what you just said. They were not at practice today. They were not in the building today. I think that this is one of those things, man, that you just have to look at the chronological order of how things happen. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just a red flag to college football out there. There are some people that do not want to compete. It is no coincidence to me that when Coach Prime announced that Charlie Offerdahl was going to be a number 2, and then we sign a running back from Ohio State, 2 guys leave. Yeah. This is not the environment where you're going to be guaranteed anything. Alton McCaskill, his own statement when he left, he wants to be the one somewhere.
So let's do some math real quick. Charlie O, like he just said, it's going to be the number 2 guy, walk-on guy. So he's not even taking a scholarship spot. So you got a guy that's walking on, beating these guys out. Incredible story. You got to love that for Charlie O. So there's the second spot. So the Wilkerson's looking in. You've heard Micah has had a great offseason thus far. He's probably fighting for that 3 spot. You got to think Dylan Edwards is the number 1 guy, right? But like you just said, you signed Dalen Hayden from Ohio State. He has a lot of upside as well. Again, the running back room, in my opinion, I said this over and over again, is probably the most easiest replaceable position. It's dime a dozen. Very easy to plug and chug that position. Never want to lose anybody. Again, because right now, the biggest thing that I keep saying about this entire portal process is the depth. 69 scholarships, a lot of open holes currently. Only 2 running backs on scholarship. But again, you've got 3 with a walk-on here. And there's also a visit coming up this weekend. Rashad Amos, He's planning to visit this weekend. We know how things happen when you visit Colorado. It's a damn near lock. I got to believe that this was the reason. And nothing's happened yet, but he's visiting. Over 1,000 yards rushing last year, 13 touchdowns, 6'2", 234. This guy's an absolute stud. Ranked 200 overall on PFF. I think he had like a 77 overall score, I believe, 73.8 overall grade. If you see this coming in with the likes of Ohio State and, of course, Charlie O being named the number 2 guy, it's all going to make sense. You're like, yeah, these guys weren't even going to be the 1-2 punch. They're falling all the way down the list. So if this does come to fruition, again, things are happening before we can see what is, then I think then all of it makes sense and everything's going to be okay. So everything's going to be okay, I think, in my opinion, regardless. Again, that position isn't the one that you kind of lose sleep over. I just think from a fan perspective and enjoying Dylan Edwards, sad to see him go. But we will be interesting to watch with the Rashad situation this week, and I keep saying it's going to be a big one. Obviously, it's a spring game. The spring game is going to be electric. It's at 1 p.m. That's going to be fun to watch. You have all these guys there visiting. I imagine I could see where it's just dropping one after the other for commits. I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be like 5 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday. I'm just guessing here just to kind of really just light things up on fire. So it will be interesting. But if this were to happen, then all it would make sense for the running back room. And also, too, little tidbit here. This cornerback here from Auburn has also entered into the portal. His name is Colton Hood, and he was a 4-star when he played at Auburn last year. He is now also just hit it today, and On3 reported that it looks like Colorado is making a heavy push for this young man. And something interesting to keep in mind is that his little brother, Brandon Hood, could be joining him at Colorado. You know what Brandon Hood plays? Plays running back. So this running back room went from 2 scholarship guys plus a walk-on, 3. With Rashad visiting, there's 4. And now possibly Brandon Hood, which would be 5 running backs. He is currently a walk-on at Georgia, had a ton of P5 offers, had a leg injury, which led to his offers to dwindle, but's been playing behind Georgia, behind a bunch of studs. So could we see a brother reunion at Colorado? And now all of a sudden this running back room that has got thinned out dramatically bulked right back up within a matter of 48 hours. That seems to be the pattern here. Again, 69 scholarships spots. Need to get to that 85 mark. So still a lot of open spots here to see what the Buffs do and how they plan to handle these next few days. People are still entering to the portal. People are still, going back and forth. So going to be a busy couple of weeks here. We knew this going into this. We were prepared. We're ready for it. Again, another busy day. We'll see if tomorrow follows same suit. Hopefully we have the next few days maybe settle down for a little bit until that weekend, or maybe they start picking up. Again, who knows? And so what does that tell me? That tells me I'm going to smash the like button. It tells me I'm going to subscribe, get us 10,000 subs, and turn the bell on, because if anything does happen, I need to know. I need to know what's going on. And we're here for that. So be sure to listen in the comment section how you're feeling about the situation. Dylan Edwards obviously leaving, your thoughts, your opinions, and these guys that could be coming in. Does it soften the blow a little bit? I always like to hear from you guys. Be sure to smash the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.